Well, welcome to the channel. It's Rad. And in this live stream, what I'm going to do is Venus in Aries. Venus is going in Aries at the April 30th, as per my calendar here, at 1:16 p.m. And it will be in Aries. It's going to make that ingression. It's going to make that transition up to June 6th. 12:42 a.m. That is Eastern Standard Time. So the forecast tonight is going to be about the Venus influence over us in that month and 1 month and 1 week, literally. And as per usual, the first thing that I am going to do, that is going to be the collective reading and the cards which I drew a few hours ago, so I can use them for the thumbnail. And if you wish to examine them yourself, you can take a look at the thumbnail. But I'm going to show them to you in any case. Now, the first one that I drew, that is a Queen of Wands, followed by the second card here of the Star card. And the third card which I drew, that is the Hangman. So we have these three cards. That is how the elemental dignity spread stands. And as Venus enters into Aries, the endeavors that we are part of and the enterprises should stir a big time. And the reason why that's going to be the case, at least according to my cards. Good morning, News Devon. Welcome to the stream. And so the reason for it is that we are going to, all of us, every single one of us is going to have a very astute sense how things work and what is necessary. And by doing so, by having that astute sense, should we follow it, that is very important. That due that period of time where Venus is in Aries, we follow the urges. Well, not exactly urges. How can I put it into words? It's not an intuition as well. You know, something happens and you can immediately put your finger on what is required, where the things are coming from, and what is the necessity of it. And so following up these hunches, if I may put it that way, we can definitely, all of us can accomplish results which are going to be prevailing results over the situation, over the plight, over the difficulties. Simultaneously, those results are going to be according to the criteria we have, according to the ideas we have. And to top it all off, this month and a week ahead, it will be a month of attraction, if I may put it that way, where people are going to become attracted to one another due to the understanding of what everyone needs. So you need something, and Venus in Aries is going to attract people that have what you need, and therefore if someone needs something and you have it, it will attract you to them, and so on and so forth. So this is going to be a month and a week of a attraction. And if you don't have mates, like business partners, like I don't know, suitors, for example, or like a friends, again, next month and a week is going to attract people toward you. So open up for them. It is the best thing that I can say here. And finally, what will truly going to make an impression to every single one of us is that the perspective we did had, okay, on a situation or on a person is going to prove itself to be correct. So we don't have to change it whatsoever. Hello, Jasmine. Hello, Cinnamon Kiss. Long time no see. All right, guys, so that was the collective reading. It does look like quite of a good month and a week ahead as far as Venus is concerned. Now, a few notes about the show before I move forward. There are going to be 12 readings, just like this one, one for each star sign, and I'm going to start with Aries. I'm going to run down the ecliptic, meaning Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and so on and so forth until I reach Pisces. Bear in mind that these are generalized readings, and therefore they very seldom are 100% attuned to the situation you're facing, so you will have to align them to it. But if you do wish to have a personalized reading for your personal situation, goal, trouble that you're facing, you can go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there on the front page, you can see full list of my services, their pricing as well. So based on your budget and also your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. And other than that, if you do enjoy the show, you can support it by subscribing for the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like, comment as well if you feel so. Either of these options is going to help me with the YouTube algorithm. And lastly, if you do wish to support the show financially, you can do so using either Super Chat or a PayPal. The PayPal link you're going to find in the description down below. And anyone who does so, you guys are going to have a reading at the end of the stream. That is pretty much guaranteed, just like Yasmin did. Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you. Jasmine, thank you for the 20 US dollars as well. Thank you. Taco, my friend, thank you for the $22.22. Thank you. Let me see if you have any. No, you don't have any particular inquiry, I believe. No. Okay. So, to you people, I am going to do a personalized reading for. Let me put you into the list. Okay, Jasmine, you have a particular inquiry. Let me write down. Right. So you people are going to have a reading at the end of the stream. And another thing, the weekly readings are out now. So if you care to know what next week presents, you can watch them on the channel. Don't forget to watch the reading for your sun sign, of course. Your rising and moon sign are also important. Watching for all these three will give you a pretty good idea, hopefully, what week is ahead. So with that said, starting off with Aries, you can track which star sign I'm reading for through the glyph being displayed here. And if you are watching it on a video, you can just skim ahead and find your star sign and just watch the draw and also the forecast. Well, thank you, Cinemonkeys. Yeah, I've finally got my muse again. Right. Starting up first, Aries, like I said, first one for Aries, that will be Queen of Swords. Followed by a Five of Swords. Well, Cinnamon Kiss, I am doing it. I just don't show I'm just not showing the Lenormand cards, okay? Because I don't want people to mess around with them. It's pretty serious deal, and it just is no walk in the park. So that's why I do not show them, but I am using them. Okay, so these are the three cards. And by the way, that is how I can be so specific in these weekly readings. Okay, so for Aries, there is going to be an enemy ahead. This Venus in Aries is gonna put you up to a challenge, and is going to be against a person who just doesn't give a shit. Okay, they don't give a shit what consequences their actions are going to do, whom they are going to betray, and in generally, they concern only with themselves. So this is a person who is determined to do whatever it takes and push whatever it's necessary through in order to take your place. Currently, they are finding themselves pretty underneath, so they are beneath you. That could be an employee, it could be someone that is under your care, okay, or simply a person who wants what you have. And they will play dirty, they will try to undermine your. This is not going to be a physical play, but they will try to undermine your authority and also your name, to smear out your name. So it's very important within the next month and a week ahead to answer any challenge right away and crush the competition any way you can. Okay, and this act is going to stir your situations forward. No, well, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Jasmine, thank you for another 20. What is there any request for the other 20, Jasmine? Thank you. Okay, so that was Aries. You gotta be on your guard, Aries. Next, Taurus. Oh, sure, I will. Let me put that inquiry as well. I have to use the Lenormand for those though, so I will. Okay, Taurus, Page of Pentacles, the Hangman, Five of Wands. Hmm. So Venus in Aries for you, Taurus, is going to bring. All right, so there is a person around you that at this particular stage, it doesn't look like that you are on a very good terms with them, and this person could bring a lot of value into your life, a lot of value into your business, for example, or a lot of value into your social circle, and so on and so forth. And this Venus in Aries is going to make that person see that and see the benefit of bringing that value. Now, one thing that I can think of as an example is, imagine that you just can't stand each other with someone in your social circle, and in the next month and a week ahead, you both are start seeing each other in romantic way, and you both like what you see, and that transforms a rivalry into a romantic relationship. It's very, very possible outcome. But as this process progresses, where that person is um, starting to devote themselves more and more to you, more and more to your things, and as well to your deeds, and they become more attached to your life, the more predictable they will become, and the less troubles they are going to start causing to you, until the trouble completely disappears, and you can count on them for a an important stuff, and also a big enterprises, that is if you so choose. But it's very likely within the next month and a week, a rivalry to transform into a beautiful, if not anything else, a friendship that you can make a lot of use from, you can take a lot of advantage from, you can extract a lot of value from. Okay. Next one is going to be Gemini. Well, Cinnamon Kiss, I don't know, every single one of us has a something that someone else wants, doesn't matter how small it is. So if you look out for an enemy, you can always find one. Well, yeah, I hope it turns out well for you. Two of Cups, Two of Swords, Queen of Wands. So it is a beautiful partnership, although you are not going to be the leading force in that partnership. So within this partnership, you are going to be told what to do, Gemini. And this partnership is going to lean into one field or into one sphere. So if the partnership is, for example, in your love life, then that month and a week ahead, it is where you will primarily going to put time into that, and you're going to leave the rest on the bench, on the second gear, so to speak. Your job is going to fall off, not entirely, but is going to fall off. Your social life is going to fall off, and so on and so forth. If it is about job partnership, then your love life is going to fall off a bit, or and your social is going to fall off a bit, and so on and so forth. But that is going to be again a partnership where you are going to have to follow and as well learn. Now, as the Two of Cups, it's signifying that partnership. The other side is going to be willing to, I don't want to say the word teach, it's more like transmiss. It's going to be like a transmission that you are going to devour. Okay, the tricks of the trade, the performance, and so on and so forth, that will serve you very, very well. I mean, this individual or that organization that you're going to end up in a partnership with is going to hold nothing back in terms of teaching you and showing you and getting you into the, like I said, tricks of the trade. So hopefully this is going to be about job, because I think everybody knows how to love, right? Hey, Yadabi, welcome to the stream. But yeah, it's going to be quite important to put your pride on the shelf, your shyness as well, and just learn. Okay, next, Cancer. Six of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. Nothing major for Cancer here. Venus in Aries is gonna normalize things for you, where like Cinnamon Kiss expressed, where there is a shitstorm, things are going to normalize, and you don't have to face surprising events and unpredicted, I'm sorry, or an unanticipated aspects left, right, and center. And for the most part, you will be able to plan, the days and the weeks ahead, and also the enterprises that are waiting you ahead. Now, what is going to be into your detriment is that there is going to be a bar that you cannot cross. Okay, that you are finding yourself in a certain ladder of the hierarchy and you cannot go above that. So at some point, progress is going to be hindered, but not that much that you overinvest. And definitely, no matter where you end up by the end of this month and a week ahead, you will not gonna feel like you have wasted your time, you got robbed of your time, for example, of your efforts, and so on and so forth. You are gonna get exactly as much as you invested. And if you do want to invest more, that investment is gonna be denied. So definitely, you won't be like I said, robbed, mistreated, and as well misused. But in this month and a week ahead, um, you can't rely on any help. Any help you get is only going to kick the can down further, but you are going to have to deal with that issue later on. What I like to say is that is no different than taking on a loan in order to pay a debt. You are still going to be indebted at the end of the day. You're just, postponing the issue and making it worse when the deadline is nigh. All right. After that is going to be Leo. Eight of Wands, the Moon, the Star. All right. So for Leo, significant improvement when it comes to emotional state and sense of security. So I don't know how exactly it's going to play out. I have to use the Lenormand cards, but I don't want to right now. These are general tarot readings. But things are going to happen. They're going to be, individualized for every single one of you, strictly individual. And through these circumstances, you will calm yourself down, because the future now not only going to present you with options available, how to go about stuff, but also it will be made clear to you that certain concerns you have and problems that you are anticipating that you are going to face simply are not going to be there. And therefore, whatever fantasies for the doom and gloom you currently have, doesn't matter whether they are big or small, are going to simply vaporize. However, that doesn't mean that your future is without any troubles. There are some moves you can make that bears a huge risk in comparison to the reward. And so you got to be very careful how you approach any kind of a situation within the next month and a week ahead. And whenever you do have an option available in front of you, face it with a clear-headed mind and scale up whether the risk is too big. And if it is too big, then it isn't worth it. But whatever insecurity and uncertainty you're facing right now is going to be washed away by the alignment of the circumstances, and that will mark an era of an end, I'm sorry, of an era of troubles, upheaval, and even turmoil. Cinnamon Kiss, thank you for the £20. Thank you, Cinnamon Kiss. Tell me something wonderful coming my way with a timeline. Okay, will do so. Let me put you into the list. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you. Uh, let me get that inquiry. Okay. Next, Virgo. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Hermit. I'm sorry. Well, your request is for something wonderful. So I cannot tell you anything but something wonderful. Even if that means that I have to skip, for example, a couple of, well, unpleasantries. The cards are not going to show them because you asked for something wonderful and something wonderful is going to be. Okay, News Devon, let me put your inquiry in. All right, Virgo. Uh, that's a nasty feeling here I do have, but I think that in that month and a week ahead, you are gonna be burdened. You will have to shoulder up a burden that it is not yours to shoulder. So what I think is gonna happen here is that someone is not going to do their job. Someone is just not gonna take on the responsibility that it is there to take, and you will have to make a cover here. Okay, you will have to take it on instead of that person and instead of that individual while you have a better thing to do. So for the nth time or for the zth time, you are going to clean up someone else's mess. And this is where the unpleasantries pretty much end up, because your dedication to the common cause, okay, it's not going to go unnoticed. And so you are going to be, from there on moving forward, be considered extremely reliable and trustworthy person who is strong. And should there be, for example, a place for a promotion, you will be one amongst the first that is to be considered. So simply, you will make a very strong impression within that month and a week ahead. So I do believe we're talking about career here. A very strong impression of being capable to weather away a crisis, a storm, and simply to be strong when the rest are pretty weak. MT, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you, MT. Let me put you into the list. Okay. Libra. Ten of Wands. Uh, the High Priestess. The Wheel of Fortune. So for you, Libra, a lot of things are going to start moving around, especially in your work, in your job, in your career. But it is not excluded also that to happen in your romantic life and as well your social life. But you will be the only one fit to cover certain criterias and certain demands, so to speak. So you will end up being at the right place in the right time in order to fulfill a requirements. Say the requirements of your boss for a certain promotion, or requirements of a client for a certain product, or a requirements of a person who is now ready to make love. Okay, and while the requirements are going to be very high, at least according to these cards, you can definitely cover them up. But what is going to be required from you is a lot of activity and a lot of motion and dynamic, more than you would like. However, once you do answer and you do cover up those requirements and those, let's say, demands, as a result, the rewards from them, whether the reward is a fantastic relationship or a big job promotion and so on and so forth, is going to make one of the most positive changes in your life that you can put your finger on in the recent past. So it would be worth it. Next, Scorpio. Uh, King of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Ace of Cups, whoa, not that much. Cinnamon Kiss. It is nice. I mean, King of Pentacles and influenced by the Ace of Cups is pretty easy to interpret. And it is that now someone sees a reason of investment in us, Scorpio. That may be emotional investment, it may be a financial investment, and so on and so forth. But beforehand, that's either organization or either a person did not saw any reason to make that investment, but now they see it. Now, whether we take the investment or not is entirely up to us. The more harder elemental dignity is the Three of Wands with King of Pentacles, and this speaks for distrust. It's like that's either a person or organization invests in us, but to them we happen to be somewhat of a wild card. Okay, so they do not have clear predictability on their investment, and while throughout the duration of the next month and a week, mm, they will have to go along with us. After that, they may withdraw and pull away that investment. So this is not in the bag by a large margin, and therefore, I don't know, maybe a quite extensive negotiations and deliberations needs to be made with them in order to ensure them that they have placed a pretty accurate and as well beneficial investment for them. Oh, I already have a few emails for sponsorships. I don't take sponsorships, Cinnamon Kiss, because I don't believe in their products. Okay, once I considered the sponsorship over a watches, and I think I was sponsored by Keen a couple of times. Um, but I requested a product, and I actually paid for the product, and it was one of the cheapest, I don't know, production or executions that I could have imagined. I took it with a 90% off, and I still overpaid for the thing. I can't promote that, you know. So if I don't believe in the product, and if I alone I'm not gonna wear it or I'm not gonna use it, I will not going to promote it. So the watches, they were junk right away. And they were asking something of a sort of a $500 for that. This thing isn't costing more than a 10 on the Chinese market. I can guarantee you that. They were asking 500. Oh. All right, Sagittarius. Thank you, Cinnamon Kiss. Page of Pentacles. Two of Cups. Uh, the Hierophant. Yeah, it is the Hierophant. All right, so pretty clear whether you already know that person or whether that person is going to show up for you um, in the next month and a week ahead, but that person is going to fall in love with you. And how you are going to recognize them, it is that they put you ahead of themselves. So if they have something important to do, you have something important to do, they are going to, you know, scratch away their thing and they will invest in your thing. And they, however, are not going to make their emotions and intentions aware and clear right away. The first thing that they're going to go for is your trust and their reliability. So they will try to present themselves 100% reliable, that you can always count on them, and they will try to earn your trust. And once that is done, then they will expose themselves and divulge their feelings. Whether you will answer to those feelings or not, it's entirely for you to decide, Sagittarius. Yeah, and I still overpaid. It's because I brought it into a clocksmith, okay. And when he opened it, he said, "You know what? This doesn't cost more than $10. It's just the wrapping is more expensive than the mechanism inside. It's ridiculously cheap." Hmm. Well, yeah, because that's the way how she makes, revenue. Um, my revenue doesn't come only from YouTube though. It comes as well from private readings. YouTube, it is just a means to promote myself. So my main stream of revenue is coming through private readings. I don't need to make sponsorships. And I don't want to make sponsorships unless it's of a good product, really, really good product, that it is also a very useful product. Okay, next, Capricorn. Hello, Linda. Unfortunately, tarot is not designed to read health. I can only tell you whether you are going to be satisfied or not once the procedure is done. So, are you okay with that kind of a reading? And thank you for the, I don't know how much this answers to. I believe it's 10 US dollars. Thank you. Mm. Page of Swords. The Emperor. Eight of Pentacles. So you will have to deal with the brat that has power, uh, Capricorn. Say, oh, it's a pretty trivial situation where your boss's son or your boss's daughter is stepping first day into the family company, and she's taking or he's taking up the reins, being completely inept in the craft, but they have the power to dictate, and they are dictating to do for you to do, not just only you but all the collective, to do a stupid things, so making your life worse than it should be. And the demands are going to, or rather like what you are going to be made to do is overlook important details. So it's going to be very, very difficult to perform and do your job and go forward as addressing the details with conscientiousness, and very, very difficult as well to execute plans. So the best thing you can do is just ignore them and go over their head. Yeah, it is the Page of Swords again, and it is one of the worst version of it. You know, like I said, completely inept person who has the power. Okay, Aquarius. Ten of Cups. Nine of Cups. Page of Swords. Well, it's simple. Cinnamon Kiss, you do it right. And once the results are there, you know, you can't be chastised because it simply works. All right, so if I am not mistaken by these cards, Venus in Aries is going to fulfill a dream for Aquarius. So we, the Aquarius, I'm rising Aquarius. So we, the Aquariuses, are going to be very happy and very satisfied. We're going to end up being very happy, very satisfied within that month and a week ahead. But if we don't do anything to maintain the source of that happiness, for example, that happiness could be the relationship we have ever wanted. So if we don't put an energy and effort to maintain that relationship, this happiness ends when Venus enters into Taurus. Right? So the worst thing we can do here is take on the job for granted, take on our spouse for granted, take on the friendships for granted, and all the sources of happiness. But at least for a month and a week ahead, we are going to be very, very happy as Aquarius, and we are going to experience essential joy, happiness, like I said, fullness of life. And there are going to be those that are not going to agree with it, that will think it's unfair, that we are happy and they're not. And so they will try to spoil it for us. We should not allow it to do so. Ignore it is the best course of action to those kind of people. Okay, Pisces. I don't think so, Cinnamon Kiss, because your accuser doesn't have power over you. This one does, the one in the reading. They can tell you what to do. 3 of Cups, Temperance, the Lovers. So it's a no, it's the word is not oscillating. Um, yeah. Mm. All right. So this is how the Venus is gonna influence you, Pisces. Venus is gonna make you value and cherish certain friends and people that are close to you than others. And so you won't be able to be the mitigator, right? You won't be able to be the glue. You won't be able to stay in the middle, and at some point you will have to make up your mind whom you are going to side with. And those that you are going to side with, at least according to these cards, will end up sharing your view, will end up sharing your vision, will end up as well sharing your emotions. But the rest, at least for that month and a week ahead, it will be impossible to find a common ground with understanding and as well respect. So there is going to be a mutual loss of respect, solidarity, and compassion in between you and people that you had it up until this point, but increasing it with the rest. So imagine it that way. If you can split your social circle into halves, you have to pick one of them, and the other one will become a bit, I can't really say hostile, but it is gonna start developing grievances. Okay, and there won't be any right or wrong decision here. You just have to go with either a personal preference of what you want, or be true to your criteria and to your ideals and go for the one you have to. The choice is going to be yours, but whichever one you choose, unconditional support and as well fellowship, it is what's going to await you going forward. Okay, so that was for the 12th. And now the super chat. Let me get those cards in the box. All right, give me a minute. Okay, first one goes Yasmin. So Yasmin, let's have a look. How Venus in Aries is going to affect you. All right, those are the cards, Yasmin. So the Venus in Aries is going to manifest for you by dragging in your life a secret admirer. That will be a person who will have an emotional attachment to you, but they will not going to divulge it. And how you're going to recognize that person is by observing their behavior. So the only person they're going to be soft toward is going to be you. Toward the rest, they will be complete jerks. They will make impossible demands because they can. They will never going to be okay. They will never going to be satisfied. But whatever you present, they will be satisfied and they will accolade you. They will praise you, and so on and so forth. So this is how you are going to recognize that secret admirer, emotional admirer. But by the look of those cards, it may take years if they ever truly act on their affection and on their emotions, because at least according to these cards, it does look like that this person knows their place and they are very professional. Okay, so for as long as you are in a relationship, they will, I don't think that they are going to act on those feelings. So for example, that could be a new colleague that develops that attraction towards you, but they will not going to act until you are in a relationship. However, they will be very affectionate towards you, but not toward the others. That is how you're going to recognize it. Okay, next, that will be taco. Hey, mate. Let me draw the tarot cards and I'm gonna show them all to you. I just I just want to confirm something. Yeah. Okay. Uh, those are your Lenormand cards here. And those are your tarot cards. Uh, so an information is gonna be uncovered that had been kept away from you. And it feels like, by the look of those cards, it is that you will feel honor bound to act on that information, to make a move on that information. And while making a move is going to, at least according to these cards, is going to produce very good results for you. You will, by, and I'm saying that you will feel honor bound because this will restrict you in a certain way. Okay, you will feel obliged to go forward with that enterprise while you don't have to. Which may mess around with that Page of Pentacles being next to the Magician. That pretty much describes putting on hold or straight away omitting a current enterprises and current endeavors that are quite wealthy, yeah, but quite productive, and they can just bring a lot of wealth. Okay, So, long story short, here, Taco, you will learn a secret, so to speak, that again is going to spark the urge to act on it, that will swirl you in a chain of events that you will find rather very difficult to escape from. However, at the end of it, as a result, um, you should be in a very good place. So Venus in Aries for you, it's uncovering. I put it into words. It's a revelations. Oh, and by the way, the one that withheld the information, you will start considering an enemy from there on moving forward. It could be. Yeah, well, again, it's an information that was supposed to reach you, but it hadn't because it was withheld. And in that month and a half ahead, it will see the light of day, so to speak. And guys, I'm sorry that I'm kind of like mumbling. I'm very very tired. So going forward, Jasmine, how things are gonna work for me in the new place that I'm moving in? Nope. The snake is a traitor. It's a betrayal. They're not women. There is a card for a woman. There is a card for a man. You're welcome, Taco. Well, Jasmine, those are the cards for how the thing is going to work for you here. How can I put it into words? This is not going to be the last place you're going to end up at, but for the next 6 months, the very least, quite manageable. And I'm saying for the next 6 months because what there is still there things or conditions that are to be set, and within the next 6 months to 1 year, you're gonna come up with them. So what's gonna happen is that through you living at your new place, you're gonna figure out a way how to either transform it or go for the best place where you are going to live into. But you will, at least according to these cards, Jasmine, you're not gonna feel that place as a home, as it is where you should place roots. You may feel very well in it, very peaceful, in fact. And even if you do have a roommate there at some point, at least according to these cards, you should get along fairly well. However, it's never going to feel like that is the right place for you. And so it's for a temporary fix, it's pretty good. But for a place to settle, not that good. So what do I have to look forward within the next couple of months? Let's have a look. Mm. Those are the cards. Uh, a change of venue, most likely at work. Here, Jasmine. A Patreon, for what I think and for what it looks like, is going to withdraw, like using your services no longer, which is going to be considered by you as a betrayal, as a letdown, all right? But on their place, what they are going to be replaced with is a better enterprise. That could be a new Patreon that pays better, or you may choose to use your time for something different that is going to repay better as well. So bottom line, it is that while this Patreon walks away, okay, and I will tell you the time frame here. Hold on a second. It doesn't have to be the next couple of months. Hold on. It could be a bit longer. By the start of October, so it's within the next 4 months. But you will have either a better thing to do than taking care for that patron, or simply replace him or replace her with someone who pays better, treats you better, and gives you better work. But when the process starts, you will consider that as a betrayal and as a letdown. Okay, next, Cinnamon Kiss, something wonderful that is coming my way with a timeline to it. Okay. Well, Cinnamon Kiss, let's have a look. The timeline is by February next year. And within this time frame, Cinnamon Kiss, these are your tarot cards here. Hold on a second. So you do have Eight of Cups, Two of Swords, the Star card, the Strength, So within this time frame, you will start receiving gifts from friends and a significant improvement in your social circle, to a point where there is going to be a mutual enterprise or a mutual endeavor with a one person or a group of people that will be super enthusiastic for everyone involved, and it is, at least according to the tarot cards, is going to be exactly the thing you need and exactly the thing you require to fix issues and to fix troubles and problems as well, and in generally concerns. However, the time is not right currently, and you will have to wait for it a bit longer. The opportunity will present itself on its own accord, but you will need to have how to put it in towards the decisiveness to say yes. So that is the wonderful thing. Well, the star card could represent an unfolding love, but it's not going to start with that. Okay. First, you go through the mutual enterprise, then you see if you develop feelings for the person. But no, the most wonderful thing, it's not your love life, at least not at the start, at first. All right. Next, empty. Let's see how Venus is going to affect you. Venus in Aries. You're welcome, Cinnamon Case. Those are cards empty. Uh, it's a very powerful ally. Venus in Aries for you materialize and manifests with a very powerful ally from authorities. A powerful ally, for example, in the police force or in some kind of commission, right, or in the municipality. It's just a person who will consider you very sweet, maybe like their daughter or like their aunt, and so on and so forth, and they're going to be more than pleased and more than willing to help you without, of course, breaking the law, because the authority is there, but is going to be open to help you with whatever you need. Not to mention that it is within their authority to make possible an ambition of yours. Okay, so through that very valuable ally, you will be able to transform a ambition you have into a very powerful drive, and hopefully to manifest it going forward. So that is a one super important connection for you that is going to manifest. All right, and last but not least, News Devon. Uh, are you gonna have a trouble because of the email you sent to a manager of yours, and that you have copied another manager in it? So let's have a look. You're welcome, MT. Ugh. Those are the cards. Use the one. Not tangible. That supervisor that you have wrote against, maybe, a bit aggressive, but nothing tangible. Like I said, not physically aggressive. It's like he could be mad at you, or he or she may be angry at you. Okay, but long story short, they will try to work it out with you in a certain way. Okay, and the very least, they will try better to cover their tracks going down the road, so you don't end up in a such a how can I put it into words? Precarious, precarious situation. But long story short, also they may try to offer parlay by giving you some benefits and also some bonuses. Should they do so, it's advisable to take them, because otherwise you are gonna fuel their anger even further. But long story short, at least according to these cards, they don't blame you for doing that. Uh, they are, um, yeah, Linda, thank you for reminding me. I just forgot to put you into the list. I'm going to get into your reading in a second. So they're not blaming you for what you did. They're blaming more themselves that they, again, haven't covered their tracks. So I don't think that you're going to have any troubles, tangible troubles whatsoever by that email, by sending up that email. Okay, Linda, let's see, what was your inquiry here? Considering elective surgery. So the best thing that I can do is to tell you how you're going to feel after the procedure, whether you're going to be satisfied or not, Linda. So let me check it out. Those are the cards. For a certain reason, and I can think of a few right now off the top of my head. So don't misread my words here, Linda. But after the procedure, you will be convinced that that was the right thing to do, which doesn't mean that the procedure is going to give you the desired effect or at all is going to be successful. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to be successful either. And one thing that I can give you as an example is that through the procedure, they may find something that requires treatment. Okay, and even though the procedure may not be successful, it's still the right thing to do, so you have discovered that thing that requires a treatment. That is just one example, right? I don't want to give other examples so I don't freak you out or give you a false sense of security. But long story short, uh, going down that path, even if to wherever you reach, and you will know once the situation unfolds to you, you will know what to do. I mean, the full picture will be left without any questions to you, and you will know what you need to do, where you need to do your surgery if you do so decide to do, and where to do your and what kind of exam tests, to run and so on and so forth. So the only thing that I can tell you for certain here is that you should pay attention to your health, okay, and take good care of it. Even if you decide not to go without surgery, by the look of those cards, I can advise you to do a full tests of yourself, blood screen, urine, and so on and so forth, just to make sure that everything is okay. I am going to hug the bed right now. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and also thank you so much for your generosity. We're gonna see each other Thursday, which the live stream is going to be about. So Thursday is first. We have after that Pluto retrograde. So I'm going to do Pluto retrograde. And again, thank you so much for your generosity, for your attendance as well. Don't forget that the weekly readings are out. So if you want to know what awaits you into the upcoming week, you can go to the channel, to the video section, and watch the video that represents your star sign. And yeah, until Thursday. Bye.